The film recap is based on a young girl, Lu Zai. 5 little people come into her life. How will her life take a different turn when she arrives, or will it be dangerous? At the beginning of the film recap, we see Lu Zai. She is the best, active and smart girl in her school. He has a younger brother who is naughty and less competent than his sister. He always secures less marks than his sister. It was the last year of these 2 siblings at this school. One day, their teacher reveals that the students in the best years will sit in the front. Those who secure good marks, and then students will sit according to their marks. In addition, he tells those who receive the highest grades will receive the award. The girl who sits with Lu Zai in class, she was quite jealous of her and considers Lu Zai her enemy. In the house, when Lu Zai's parents are studying, that the student who achieves the highest marks will receive an award. They become very happy. Her parents care more about her than her brother, because Lu Zai always gets good grades in her class. While her brother was a bit naughty, Lu Zai tells her parents about her brother, that he commits several mischiefs in class, and he doesn't pay attention to his studies. When Lu Zai's parents heard this, they scolded her brother a lot. Meanwhile, Lu Zai's father places a canned food box on the table. She has something sweet to eat, and when her brother starts reaching for it, his mother forbids him by saying, "It's not for you. This is for my daughter and I am giving it to her." At night, when Lu Zai opens the box, she suddenly walks aside. There's a bright light coming out of that box. Suddenly 5 little ones, and ask the identity of Lu 1111 when you saw these little people talking. She is also shocked and happy. The little people talk to her. He asks about them and then introduces himself to them. Tiny people say, "We've always lived in a can." In the process, Lu Zai's mom calls her. He decides to tell his mother about it first. She later recalls how her mother threw all the pets out of the house, so she decided not to tell her mother. After taking the measurements, he prepares a dress for them. Later he names them after them. One of them wishes to be an artist, so she names her artist. She quite liked to paint. The second wants to be a businessman, and the third a doctor, because he really liked to learn. He wants to protect people. The last one wants to be a singer. She likes to sing. Lu Zai also provides them with a mini house to live in. When Lu Zai went to sleep, the doctor said to her that he likes to learn and wants to go to school. Lu Zai agrees and tells him, "Okay, you will go to school with me tomorrow." The next day, Lu Zai hides the doctor in her hair and takes him to school. There he meets the same smart girl, who was her enemy and jealous of her. He tells Lu Zai that your brother didn't come to class today either. To which Lu Zai says, "So what could I do?" The smart girl says, "Well, I'll go to the teacher and tell her everything." Because the teacher told everything. You could say he complains a lot. Meanwhile, the boy is holding Lu Zai's hand, and he says, "Why are you always blaming your brother?" Meanwhile, the doctor, who was hidden in Lu Zai's hair, reaching into his pocket, he opened the boy's pants. As a result, he was insulted in front of them all. All the students laughed at him. We see Lu Zai's brother walking with his dog to Lu Zai's room. The dog takes the house in its mouth and starts shaking it. Everyone started to get scared and all the little people were shaking. They feel like an earthquake hit there. Meanwhile, the soldier between them hits the dog with a gun. As a result, the dog gets injured and starts bleeding from the nose. When brother Lu Zai sees this, he begins to find a cure for him. Meanwhile, his mother was about to go inside after hearing noises, because Lu Zai's brother also hid the dog from his mom. When the little people learn this, they help him hide the dog. After he sits on it, the soldier carries him out the window. At night, when Lu Zai learns that the soldier is not present, everyone secretly goes to find him. Meanwhile, Lu Zai's brother also sees tiny people. Now he will tell everything to his brother. Later, her brother thanked them all for saving his dog. Later, Lu Zai says that according to her mother, if my brother secures 90% marks in papers, then they allow this dog to be kept in the house. But he was ineligible. How could he get such marks? Doctor tells him, "I will help you." The next day, the doctor helps him, but Lu Zai is asleep while he attempts the examination. As he announces the result, his brother ensures good marks, because the doctor helped him. In this, Lu Zai's parents scold her a lot. There, the teacher couldn't believe Lu Zai's brother. How could he secure such marks? Even now, with the help of a doctor, he answers all questions properly. His name was now listed among the top students of the school. His parents now started paying attention to him. But Lu Zai was quite worried about all of this. He sits in the rain and begins to think. Meanwhile, her friend approaches her and asks, "Why are you sad?" "It was a test, and this test cannot decide our future. Don't worry, everything will be fine." Later, her friend gives her a picture that Lu Zai made. Lu Zai goes to the little people and shows them the picture. She says, "My friend is the best artist. She paints very well." but the teacher never lets her participate in the competition, because it will always ensure a low level in the test. When the little people hear this, they get quite angry. They all plan to smash the teacher's office, so they could steal the objects from the painting. The next day, all the titular people come to the teacher's office and find the colors. They all come out after taking them, but the artist stayed there. Fortunately, someone called the teacher and she runs away. Lu Zai gives the colors to her friend to enter the competition. Her friend is making a painting with the artist. When a painting competition was started at school, students from lower grades were not allowed to come. But Lu Zai shows the picture of her friend to all the guests, and he speaks to them in different languages. Everyone feels good, but Lu Zai comes between the shows. She was punished for spoiling the show. She was punished by cleaning the entire country. Many other students come there to help her. They were all her friends. Meanwhile, the speaker makes an announcement. Pupils with low results will not participate in any competition. When all the little people hear it's going to happen, they will decide. They will help all students who are weak in studies. Lu Zai introduces the little people with all her friends. They plan to help them in the tests. Now comes the day of trial, but their plan goes awry when the teacher asks everyone to switch places. This is the story of all children's childhood. But still they managed to help everyone and hand them over. Not only did they pass, but all the students got good grades. But the teacher learns everything about them that they went through by cheating. The clever girl told the teacher about it to everyone who was jealous of Lu Zai, because she got papers about cheating from her class. Now all these students are called to the principal's office. Everyone was asked who did it. Lu Zai takes all the blame on her for doing all this. After hearing this, Lu Zai's parents are called to the school. They tell them about her, plus she was expelled from school. Her mother scolds her harshly for this. Lu Zai says the students were treated unfairly based on their grades. The headmaster got quite angry after hearing this. But Lu Zai's father says, "Please don't expel my daughter from school." The principal and the teacher agree. When little people study there, they say that all weak students need to study. Hearing this, Lu Zai says that I used to be a good student. I had good grades, but since you came, I couldn't get good grades. When little people hear this, they get sad. After packing their bags, they go. They all come to another place and brother Lu Zai comes there. The doctor among the little people says to gather all the weaker students. We want to help everyone. We will tell them how to learn. All the students gathered and said to them that you should learn when you are together. One day, a clever girl sees tiny people and closes them in a glass container so they can help her in her studies. The next day, Lu Zai's brother tells her about the disappearance of the little people, and he asks her to find them, but Lu Zai says no. This time we should pay attention to the test. On the other hand, the smart girl locks the tiny people in the school store and take them out of the jar. Meanwhile, a rat attacks them. In the classroom, Lu Zai starts walking out of the classroom after leaving the test, because now she was also worried about the little people. But the teacher says, Lu Zai, if you go like this, you will be expelled from school. He doesn't listen to her and leaves the class. She found little people everywhere. Meanwhile, he hears the sound of a glass breaking. It just came out of storage, it's on its way. All those little people who had now become her friends. He saves them all from the rat and apologizes to everyone. He will take them from there later. Then comes the smart girl. He sees that there was no body. Meanwhile, when he turns on the light, sparks start coming out of it. And a fire broke out there, and the fire spread throughout the school. All the students are stranded due to the fire. The teacher helps them all and guides them from there. Some teachers tried to put out the fire. Lu Zai is stuck there and saves the smart girl, who cried because of the injury. After the run, all the students came to the roof of the school. The tiny people bring a helicopter there with the help of brother Lu Zai. He saves everyone by throwing a rope there. All students move forward after holding the rope using their uniforms. But when it's Lu Zai's turn, the rope catches fire due to the fire. Meanwhile, a small soldier rescues Lu Zai after jumping rope. Everyone learns about the little people, that they saved everyone's life. Later, the soldier was soon taken to the hospital. He needs blood that matches the teacher. Teacher Lu Zai saves the soldier by donating her blood. Lu Zai's parents also realized it's not always good grades and always learning. There are also many things in the world, as well as helping others, loving others and caring for them as well. The little soldier was now healed as well. At the end of the movie, we are shown that Lu Zai is awarded as the best student. He tells everyone that we should work hard and always pass with good grades. Everyone applauds her. Finally, the little people said goodbye to Lu Zai, to their real world where they came from and nobody knows about it. Where did they come from? As she goes, the artist girl hands over her painting to Lu Zai, in which Lu Zai was with them. Always be happy and take care of others. This is how the movie recap ends.